Hey everybody, Ryu here, and I'm here to talk about Young Justice Season 3 Outsiders. Um, okay, and forewarned, there are spoilers. Okay, this is just my review, thoughts, etc. So anyway, I feel like the plot isn't really progressing, and I listened to some of it because I had other issues to listen to instead of watch it because I had other issues to deal with. But yeah, and if I'm wrong about any information, let me know. So basically, Nightwing, Artemis, and Superboy are like training the newcomers. Geo. Oh yeah, and So first off, they choose their names. And I guess the only person who really chose their name was the Prince Bion. He is now going by Geoforce, which is actually a really cool name. I don't know if he's in the comics. He probably is. Halo's in the comics, apparently. And Forager. Okay, so yeah, there's that. We go over the kind of the history of Vandal Savage. And Vandal Savage basically, his story basically is he was on he was basically a caveman, and then life started when the meteor killed the dinosaurs, and he's been like going through history, like taking out different people. He even went by Genghis Khan, for history people, and then he ends up going up against his army went up against Darkseid's army, and Darkseid's army decimated him, but he was such a good warrior that Darkseid. This is the part where I was said before that I was listening. Yeah, my understanding is he has an alliance with Darkseid so that he can betray him and I guess defeat him or whatever. I'm not entirely clear. I have to rewatch it, but they what else happened? Some aliens are oh yeah, and Darkseid's still on the war world. If you remember that from season 2, the big ship that Mongol owned. Yeah, which one of my questions was, is Mongol still in one of those cryo things on the ship? Is he just frozen there? So yeah, that happened. What else happened? What was the second episode? Yeah. Oh yeah. One thing that was interesting was Jefferson and let's say Black Lightning and that girl, the scientist. They did the horizontal tango. The Devil's Tango. There we go. The horizontal polka. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, that I should have saw coming. I wasn't expecting it to be that to be. I mean, it wasn't explicit or anything, but it was super implied, like in regular shows where they're cuddling and yeah, speaking of that actually reminds me of how when they were coming out with names, there was a funny part where they mentioned when Brion was coming up with his name, he basically said his name would be hot fire or something like that, or hot lava or hot magnet. It was something like that, and he's like, "Cause I bring the hotness, yeah." And when he made his name Geoforce, Artemis is like, at least it sounds less like a stripper name, and Nightwing's like, "Oh, this coming from the girl who calls herself Tigress." Growl. that was funny. Also during their training, they have Nightwing acted like a sniper. and see how they would react. And yeah, they got attacked by Lobo. Yeah, so Lobo came there to kill Forager, and yeah, they fought him, and Forager basically faked his own death. So yeah, this was the way for the light to find out who like went after them during like the whole Brion thing when they rescued him. Yeah, the show seems kind of political in a sense, with like talking about like asylum seeking and stuff. Except instead of using like refugees, like they're using metahumans because of metahuman trafficking. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really bother me because of like my rule of thumb when it comes to politics, and this is what most shows fail on, is if you're gonna have politics in the show, keep it in universe. So yeah, Brielle keeps looking at his like watching his brother's press conferences to see if like when he can go home because he got exiled because he's a metahuman. Uh, but what else? While the Lobo thing happened, they had like the girls were having like a superhero play date thing, yeah, which was adorable. Like I mean, it wasn't just girls, but because like Red Arrow was there, and so was not Black Lightning. His ex was there though. But who else was it? There, there was another guy. Oh yeah, I think it was Red Tornado. Yeah, Red Tornado. My bad. Yeah, he came there with some kids. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, that was interesting. And Ocean Master was trying to like kill all of them, but Lady Shiva, makes her first animated debut. Yeah, I don't know if people know who she is, but yeah, and the the team members who went with Batman last season. Oh, I forgot to mention, we got our animated debut of a baby, Jonathan Kent. I forgot to mention that the last batch of episodes when they went to whatever island where Ra's al Ghul was, we got to see Talia holding baby Damian Wayne, and we think that I think at least that the person behind the mask is what's his name, Jason Todd, because of the Lazarus Pit. But also, and that also brings me to like before I thought that Artemis and Red Arrow were just co-pairing Leon, but actually, like I can't remember who. What I want to say, it was Black Lightning's ex. She basically thought that they were like into each other, and he's like, no, we're just co-parenting. But that might be a development for later, because he was like kind of an a-hole to Artemis when she first showed up. Anyway, though, it was Robin, Arrowette, Orphan, and Spoiler. They were like basically following the Mad Hatter, but it turns out the Mad Hatter was Clayface. So they basically take him down, and oh, what else? Sorry about that. Minor interruption. But anyway, though, yeah, they went after the Mad Hatter, and basically, yeah, for those you don't know, Orphan is Cassandra Cain, who's Lady Shiva's daughter. Yeah, yeah, she used to be the replacement Batgirl. She had a series that was really, really good. Pre-New 52, before Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, took over. Yeah, and now she goes by Orphan in the current comics. But anyway, though, um, what did they find? Oh, they found. Okay, so I forgot to mention earlier. Um, that dude Brick and the other guy were being transported to Bel Rev by the Flash and Shazam, and they go. Well, okay, I don't know if he's going to be called. I mean, obviously he's going to be called Shazam, but um, Captain Marvel. But like in the comics, he's going by Shazam now. So Bel Rev is I'm sorry. So they get attacked by Abracadabra, and it turns out all of them have uh like have oh, and Sportsmaster. Forgot about Sportsmaster. So they all oh, there was one thing I completely forgot, but I'll get to that in a sec. Okay, so the guy who was with Brick gets away, but Brick gets recaptured by not just them, but Rocket and Aqualad or Aquaman. So yeah, but yeah, earlier in one of the episodes, not Tigress, but Cheshire. Basically, she like several people like what's that girl's name? Livewire and the Shadow guy, Shade. Yeah, I remember him from the Justice League cartoon. And some girl, um, they um, they get like they try to steal a thing for a business person, and yeah, Cheshire like goes there, says you're my team, blah blah, and then they all escape. Oh yeah, and Cheshire gets shot, so she goes to a doctor. They find, or they say that she might have information on the League of Shadows, and possibly Brion's sister. So they like go there. So Cheshire and Tigress, aka Artemis, they have a conversation. She basically is like, I have two questions and a statement, and her statement was basically go see your kid, and she's like, you could take care of her. I am her mother, but I'm Cheshire first, basically. So that was interesting. Anyway, though, so the big revelations is that even though Batman quit the Justice League and Nightwing is like no longer doing teams, well, for okay, because of the Lobo thing, the Lights found out about they found out about um, like Nightwing's team basically, but Batman like Batman Incorporated, the Justice League, and like the team and Nightwing's team are like they're all working together. Yeah, without the other ones knowing about it. So like, and they're like basically breaking the law because Lex Luthor has put, he put a whole bunch of sanctions on the Justice League so they can do things legally. Oh, which they also brought up on why they also brought up on like why the Justice League can't deal with that alien invasion. So they're like basically trying to defeat Lex Luthor in the light, like without like basically under the radar, trying to do the good fight. And they talk about the morality of what they're doing. But also, there was another revelation in this episode, and I have to go back to the good goggles. It's something I've never mentioned before, but it's basically VR tech like the Oculus Rift or PlayStation VR, and so the creator of the good goggles is Granny Goodness, who, if you watch the original Teen Titans cartoon, she was the evil old lady. So anyway, she's a member of the Light now. So is Deathstroke, which was interesting. Yeah, and Lady Shiva is their new enforcer. But yeah, it was slow going. Like everything that they revealed was super interesting, but like plot wise, nothing's really happening. It's just a whole bunch of reveals. Feels like so far like a whole bunch of concepts for ideas instead of the characters doing anything to progress those ideas. But I mean, it's still an interesting show. But yeah, I just wish that the plot would like progress because like I feel like they should be doing something right now, but yeah, nothing's really happening. But like the reveals are super interesting, so it kind of makes up for it. But yeah, that's my thought on everything so far. Now, if you like this, if you like this rant, be sure to check out my other rants. Like, share, subscribe to this channel if you enjoy it. And I will catch you next time. And remember to stay tuned, and I will see you soon.